Members, please. I know it's like the last day at school. Next week, yeah. So, members, welcome to the last full council of this council, following the elections next week. And so, welcome to you all and to any residents who are watching. And it'll be a live stream. You can catch it up on YouTube if you so wish to do. So without further ado, we'll go on to the agenda. But Mike, can I ask you to turn your mobile phones off? Please.
Mine's charging at home.
You go and turn it off.
Make sure. And I've lost my watch. So it's been a right good day for IT.
Right, item one, apologies. I've got apologies from Councillor Ara, who is working. Anybody else?
Councillor Stuart Pointer is meeting with a family who's come for basically about a funeral. That's the only time that they've come down. So he's sort of talking to them about.
Yes. Any other apologies? No? Okay, thank you. Item two, any declarations of interest on the matters on the agenda? The answer to that is no, thank you. Eileen, any public request to speak?
No, that's right.
No, thank you. Right, members, item four, previous minutes for approval or noting. All I need is a proposer and a seconder, and I'm also proposing that we take all of the minutes, so that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, 1 to 7 on that in one go.
Can I propose a correction to the first set of minutes?
Please do.
Which is where, I don't have it up because my laptop's running slow, I'm sorry, where that was the item about the war recreation ground, where it talks about that we are deferring a decision to the new council, but it says of the transfer of the war recreation ground, and what the paper actually said was a transfer of the skate park area of the,
yes,
not the whole thing.
Yes.
And it looks in the minutes to me like it refers to the whole thing. So I wonder if we could add a note to those minutes to clarify that, please.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's not a problem, members, to anybody? No? Right, anybody else? Okay, I'll propose myself that we agree and note the 7 lots of minutes. Second. Thank you. Thought you was going really late then. Okay. All those in favour, please show. Thank you. That's carried. C'est magnifique. Item 5, finances, including grants, and I'll now pass you over to Eileen.
Thank you, Chair. The first part of the report is with regards to payments made between the 25th and 31st of March, authorised by the Town Clerk at £448.60, that's to note, and payments above the threshold delegated to the Town Clerk, which is £1,000, at £8,181.04. So it's to note the first amount and to approve the other. Thank you.
Members?
Yeah.
Any comment? Approval. Councillor Green. Seconder, please.
Yeah.
Councillor Austin. All those in favour, please show. Thank you.
Thank you. The second part of this report is an events fund application from Ramsgate Small Business Group. The resolution from F&GP on the 5th of April was to recommend to full council that the Ramsgate Small Business Group is awarded £2,000 from the Events Fund 2023-24, with the caveat that the appointed event organiser's name is supplied to council. Assurances from the applicant to be sought that neither the events organiser nor town promoter will be expected to take a lead in organising the event. And as per the report, I have those assurances. They have put out within their own group for someone to lead on this, but I don't have a name at the moment. So I'm asking for council to ratify the recommendation from the Extraordinary Finance and General Purposes Committee to award them £2,000. Thank you.
Members, comments? Okay, proposer, Councillor Ebbington.
Thank you.
Seconder, Councillor Green. All those in favour, please show. Thank you. Right, item 3. Thanks, O'Reilly.
This is in relation to palms that are stored at Young's Nursery. They have 17 old palms that are kept in a greenhouse at the nursery. They are telling us that they're in various states of disrepair, from badly broken pots to badly damaged plants. A small number may be regrown sufficiently for this year. However, the majority are probably only suitable for culling from our inventory. The council previously resolved that officers should consider how these should be used in the community instead of disposing of them. They were offered to community groups, but the cost to move and plant them is prohibitive for any community groups. If the money can be found to move and plant out the palms, there's no guarantee that they will survive. Young's Nursery have given us a quote to plant all 17 out, which comes to a total of 8,475 to plant these. Due to the risk of palms not surviving a relocation, members are asked to consider if having a test plant of 2 palms should be attempted. There are 2 large beds on the East Cliff where 2 palms would look good, and TDC have confirmed that they are happy for the 2 palms to be planted here, as long as RTC takes responsibility for initial watering. We do have a quote from the same people to plant these 2 palms at 1,725. So the recommendation from the town clerk is to plant out 2 of the palms on the East Cliff as a test to see how well they do. Plant out all the palms that Young's Nursery think could survive across the East and West Cliff and other places, but that will cost the £8,700. Or consider writing off these plants as a bad debt and asking Young's Nursery to dispose of them as they see fit. Thank you, members.
If we were going to plant out 2 newer ones there, what would the cost be? I mean, like, rather than try and do something, I'm just interested. Do you know what I mean? Because we're all for saving plants, but if you could plant 2 new ones that were less money, then it almost seems counterproductive, doesn't it?
I wouldn't have figures for that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean, but I think the question to ask is, out of those ones that are already there, what are they only proposing to put the 2 best ones out, so therefore you're not saying if they survive, then it's likely the others won't anyway.
But no, I don't mean...
Put 2 Duffins out, are we?
I don't mean that though, just means of course... No,
I know you didn't.
But if we turned around to them and said, could we have 2 palms on the East Cliff, you know, just that saying, what would the quote be? I wonder what the quote would be for 2 new palms. You know,
I think that would be the cost of planting plus the cost of a new palm, which I think is considerable. But I would.
I just wanted to know what it was. That was all.
Well, I think you've got palms that we already owe that we're planting. So if you liken it to an apple tree that somebody gives you and you plant it, the cost is planting.
It's not. But it isn't always the case though, Becky. Having done this before, it isn't always the case. That's why I just asked. I mean, I understand the logic behind that, but you'll be surprised actually sometimes. If you were going to buy a new one and then factor the planting in, it's actually sometimes cheaper, because I've done some routes before and that's why I asked. But I mean,
well, can I propose a motion then?
Excuse me first, can I just go to...
I'm actually looking at the uncertainty and the cost, and to be quite honest, I would be inclined to go with number 3. You know, if I've got a half-dead cactus at home, am I going to keep it on my windowsill forever? As a half-dead plant, it seems to me that these plants are actually beyond worth saving, and that's how I'm reading the report here.
Councillor Barker.
Thank you, Chair. I happen to agree with Councillor Crittenton that put it down to the last, I'm all in favour of going for number 3. And at a later date, perhaps the new council could consider buying new palms and putting them wherever.
Okay.
Thank you.
That's the next
We
thing.
did have this problem last year or the year before, whenever it was. Do we know what we decided then?
This is coming back to you. I believe the town clerk was tasked to investigate what we could do, and this is coming back. So it would have been offered to community groups, but they're unable
Fair
to.
enough, okay, sorry.
Absolutely.
I'm actually quoting from here, in addition to the above, 17 palms in various states of disrepair rather than death.
You drag
From badly broken pots to badly damaged palms. So obviously some have only got badly damaged. A small number may be regrown. A small number may be regrown sufficiently for this year. However, the majority are probably only suitable for culling from your inventory. I don't think I can sit here and vote in favour of just culling plants just because it might be, they are plants, and most of us would attempt to save plants. I think what's being suggested with planting out too is a very good compromise to see if they do survive. And I also think exploring the cost of new and replanting, as Councillor Nixie suggests, but I would not support any culling of the whole 17.
Councillor Crichton.
I only wanted to add a comment that it does say the Young's nursery to dispose of them as they see fit. I would think that Young's, as a responsible nursery, would not be just chucking them on the tip, but that they would be
Shredded.
yes, I think that's mulched or whatever.
Okay.
I think Councillor Green is first.
I think the town clerk's option 1 is a reasonable compromise, and I will pass that.
Is that planting?
Yeah.
It's planting, yes.
I was going to suggest an amendment to the town clerk's option 1, which is to go ahead and do that, but also to ask Youngs to have a look, and any that they think are really have no prospect of reviving, that we should ask them to get rid of those.
Well, it's the same in any garden,
And then we've got.
And have their day.
Yeah, but if we try out the 2 best ones, if we get rid of the ones that have no chance, and we've got maybe a few intermediate ones that if the ones in on the East Cliff work, we could have a go at, that seems a sensible
Okay.
compromise.
Proposal from Councillor Green to go with.
Plant 2 of the plants on East Cliff as a test to see how well they do, and that will cost £1,725.
Is there a second for that? Yeah. Is that what you're voting for? All those in favour, please show. 5, 6, 7, 8. Those against? 1, 2. That's carried. Thank you.
And the amendment?
May I
And the
go ahead with the amendment?
amendment?
Yep, that we also asked Young's Nursery to go through them for us and yeah.
Yeah, we did set that.
Yeah.
Everybody happy to set that, yeah? Okay. Yeah.
Thank you. It doesn't say that. But the ones that are.
Item 6, policy and procedures, and this is to approve the update CCTV policy, which now includes the CCTV at the Shields Lane, East and West allotment site. Just to let you know that the CCTV at this site has proved a real boon. Because of some issues that have been in. I won't go into the issues, but it's a case for the police are investigating at the moment. So they're a real boon. So over to anybody. Eileen?
So basically we have a CCTV policy here. Everything in red is just adding the Chiltern Lane East and West allotments to that policy.
Proposal, please, Ben.
Proposal to accept.
Propose accept the second. Councillor Austin, or do you want to speak?
I wanted to ask a question,
Yes.
which is just there's a space for a signature at the end, and I wondered under what circumstances we would be asking to sign.
That would be the chair.
It would be to the chair's council. It's not asking anybody on the allotment minutes or anything.
No.
Chair, okay.
Once approved, we'll remove draft and then I'll get councillor Orban to sign it.
That's fine, sorry, yeah.
If before next week, first.
Okay, thank you. Step, please.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Councillor Austin, all those in favour, please show. It's carried, thank you. Okay, item 7 is the annual town council meeting. Over to you, Ryan.
Thank you, Chair. The annual meeting of the council must take place within 14 days of an election. Ours is currently booked for 31st of May, which is too late. So the town clerk is bringing this report to you with the suggestion that we council F&GP on the 10th of May to start with, because you won't have, the council needs to meet before, or roughly that time. Town clerk did consider if the annual town council meeting could take place on the 10th, however the agenda would need to be issued on the 5th of May, and we might not know who the councillors are on this date. So, the proposal is that the annual town council meeting would take place on Wednesday the 17th of May at 7 p.m. to consider the chair and mayor remaining as separate posts, which they are currently, election of the chair, vice chair, mayor and deputy mayor, approval of last council minutes, approval of standing orders and financial regulations, and approval of a schedule of meetings for the ensuing council year. We would then suggest that we keep the council meeting on the 31st of May in the diary, and this covers all the other items that are addressed annually as per standing orders. This is what the town clerk is proposing. Thank you.
Members, any comments?
Makes sense.
Seems to make sense to me, yeah.
Sensible.
Okay, proposer, councillor Zecchi. Seconder, councillor Young. All in favour? Thank you, that's carried. Good election. Right, we now have a confidential matter, and we need to exclude